Hello and welcome to Arteagan Flight 001. This is your captain speaking. If you are traveling through another dimension, you are in the right seat. A dimension not only of sight and sound and mind, but a journey into a wondrous new vibratory frequency. We'd now like to tell you about some important safety features of this aircraft. The most important safety feature we have aboard this aircraft is your attention. Please buckle up, everyone. It is going to be a thrilling ride.
Relationships are delicate things, and none of them should be taken for granted. Relationships are a continual exploration of another person. They are not an identification of who that person is. When you decide that you know this person, there will be times when they are acting and speaking and behaving in alignment with your identification with them, and then there will be times when they are not. So, to become unsettled or to regard them with disappointment is unnecessary. It's just more important to keep that open mind and accepting heart and foster this perspective of continually getting to know this person, continually learning who they are and enjoying them. It can be, there's this foundational love that you have for this person, and as they continue to grow through their process of maturation and what that process of either individuation or maturation or degradation takes, wherever it goes, you're there to make your own decisions moment to moment. However, it's also enjoying them through these growing processes. That is part of enjoying the relationship. Welcome to this week's Psychic Astrology. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalie, spelled Natalee, and welcome to another beautiful week of life. I opened this talking about relationships. It's part of the psychic channeling that came through specifically about the astrology for this week. And as we begin the week, Monday, March 22nd, 2021, we have this beautiful Cancerian moon, and we have the quarter moon. We're coming off of a very big Sunday. The waxing, gaining in light quarter moon in Cancer was doing a lot. And then when we had the ingress of Venus into Aries, where she's going to be conjunct the sun, like kind of already, but it's like on Monday, the Cancer moon is going to trine Neptune and Mercury in Pisces. And so again, there's this, it's going to be a tricky week because the big thing is the middle of the week. And I've already talked about this in my March monthly at the beginning of the month. But there's the one little like thorn in the side of the month of March, and that is Mercury in Pisces squaring Mars in Gemini. So in the beginning of the week, there's a confidence here. There's a real strong mental, passionate, stabilizing, and inspiring confidence with what the moon is doing, and with Mars trining Saturn, Mars in Gemini trining Saturn in Aquarius. This is the best energy that you could possibly hope for in building on momentum, picking up speed, doing what you want to do, and building structure for something in your life that you want to stay for a very long time. Remember, it's the context of, something that you hope to the content you're going to put into that somewhere in your life. And so Mars in Gemini, there could be more than one thing that you've got going. There could be that you want to change your living situation and you're getting into a new relationship, or you are doing stuff with your family, and you're also focusing on new career things. I mean, it could just be a lot of different things. So how do you see your life, and how do you see that context and structure, and how is everything sort of fitting into place? Because you have this beautiful energy to build that context with confidence. This is a mature confidence, even though these are like air signs. Saturn's more mature, and in Aquarius, that is the masculine expression of Saturn. We just came from 3 years of Saturn in Capricorn, which is the female expression of Saturn. And so Mars is in Gemini, where, Gemini is the sign of the twins, siblings, people. Gemini is always looking for that like perfect friend, or that perfect sibling, or that perfect relationship. Gemini wants to connect with people that are of the like mind. And so with this Mars in Gemini, you could really actually like solidify and strengthen relationships with friends, relationships with siblings, relationships with neighbors. And because this is very air sign, this can even take place over the internet. You can reach and connect with, that's what I love about the internet. And I love that I live in the internet and work in the internet, and everything I do is like over through these waves, is because it's allowed the previously marginalized to find each other and to come together. It's done so much for me personally to get such positive feedback about what it is to be psychic, to be a tarot reader, to read tarot cards, to be obsessed with astrology. I mean, it's just done. It's just, if this were like the 15th century, or, you know what I'm saying? So everything that had to be so underground and so esoteric now can be shared in a very positive, lighthearted, healthy, silly, goofy way. And it could, continue on to build structure in the new ideologies that are taking place, because that's what we also have here that I'm getting with the Saturn in Aquarius. So this is about a fated transition. There's the fatedness with this too. This whole week is sort of like a fated week leading up to the Libra full moon next Sunday, the 28th. So Monday, there could be a really nice energy where you feel like you've got your people, like you've got your tribe, your family, your friends, your, whatever is trying to develop. You can feel a real camaraderie with people, which is really nice. So use Monday for that. Use Monday to connect with others that are of the like mind, and to connect with people. And just remember what I said about relationships, is that number one, they're very delicate, they're fragile things. And part of that is because being in a relationship with anyone, platonic, romantic, or otherwise, it is a process of continually learning about this person. That's the only way that you allow growth to take place, not only for that other person, but also for yourself, so that no one else is keeping you locked into this previous person that you were as early as a week and a half ago, or a year ago, or 10 years ago. So do that favor for both of you, to regard that relationship, all your relationships ideally, as it's a continual exploration of what this person's going through and who they're choosing to become every moment of every day, and the choices they're making. And you can decide to get off that train whenever you want. If you don't like where it's going, you can put up boundaries and pull back, and they can do the same with you. If you're going through a tough time and you need space, or whatever it is, you can, reconnect later if it's meant, if it's good for you. But Monday is really nice for connecting with people and for building solidity in those connections, but a solidity that is more open-minded, let's say. On Tuesday, we have, first on Tuesday, I'm doing the Patreon readings are going out Tuesday, and then we're doing Astrology 101 on Tuesday. And then we also have the Leo moon. So in the morning to the early afternoon is when the moon will be void of course. And so when the moon's void of course, you don't want to meet anyone new. You don't want to start anything you've never started or done before. It's a great time for meditation, for reflecting, doing art work, or meditating, or spirituality, something that's not really that detail oriented. Cleaning the house or even looking for lost items, you have a better chance at finding them now. And then the moon will ingress into Leo, which means that this moon is going to be trining Venus in Aries, and that's really nice. That's very passionate and encouraging and confident. I like that with confidence here. So your masculine energy should be able to feel more. Now, the confidence is healthy. That's healthy masculinity. And I talk more about this in a divine masculine coronation. So check that out. That's a good one. That was a big channeling. And the toxic masculine is where the ego gets involved, and that's where you'll be able to really easily see the difference in people, where that energy can either be like boisterous and maybe even a little bit inappropriate. And if so, they won't even really recognize it. They might not even see that in themselves. They won't even see or notice what they're saying is inappropriate or out of turn or what have you. So use that to be confident in your own skills, talents, abilities, and decisions and passions and ideas as well. Because something's going to feel really good on Tuesday. Something at that afternoon going into the evening, something you're going to feel good. You're going to feel happy. So enjoy it. Okay, now here's the day, the one thorn in March. This is when we have Mercury at 12 degrees of Pisces squaring Mars at 12 degrees of Gemini. So we're sort of been in this energy for a few days already, but this is when it goes exact, and this can be the culmination moment for this. We also at the same time have the Leo moon sextiling Mars in Gemini and opposing Saturn in Aquarius. We have that Mercury in Pisces squaring the nodes of destiny, Gemini in the North Node and Sagittarius in the South Node. So, my golden oldies, you guys have been here living with me in love, truth, and integrity. So this is going to be so much easier for you and so much better for you. And for the people in your lives, this is going to be more difficult because if anyone has been spreading lies or gossip or disinformation or acting outside of their moral integrity, this week is when it's going to come up. This is the week that it's going to come to the surface. It's going to have a big bright light on it. It's going to be under the spotlight. It's going to be scrutinized. It's going to be, made public. It's going to be, especially anything slanderous. So be prepared for that. And what I'm getting here is that there's an individual breakout happening. There could be someone, you or someone else, breaking away from maybe an oppressive authority figure. This needs an outlet. But here's the thing is that I see someone here that's going to be the Mercury in Pisces and someone's going to be the Mars in Gemini, and it might even kind of flip-flop back and forth. There's confusion regarding what path to take. There can be confusion regarding what to do. This could even be, do I honor a promise I made, or do I honor what I need for my soul? Or do I, this is all, something's blowing up. Do I tell the truth, or do I confirm a lie? Or, there's definitely Page of Swordy type energy with this. It really needs an outlet. It's very dynamic energy. It needs an outlet. And, what did I write? Oh, that's funny. I wrote down no spark. This is a very sparky week though. So what's interesting is that there should be it's going to be obvious to you what feels good and what doesn't feel good. And it's going to feel obvious where the energy is trying to go in your life and where the energy is like not trying to go. But there's other forces that are like making it crunchy and difficult for you to stand up for the choice that you know is right for you. Okay? So, okay, I did write a little note here. The one sign, okay, so with the Mercury and Pisces squaring the nodes, that's really difficult in terms of trying to discern what's what, what's reality, what's a lie, what is disinformation, what is a rumor, what is, if there's some of you are going to have this going on at work, some of you are going to have this going on in the family, and stay out of all the drama. You guys know we're all about love and truth and integrity. So this kind of energy is the exact opposite of it. So you just put up your boundaries. You don't get involved. You don't respond. Don't get into that. I don't even see it. It can be a power struggle. Someone might make you feel like you have to justify what's good for you to them, but that'll just be playing on this kind of energy, and the deception would be that you even have to, because honestly, everyone's a free will individual here on earth. Everyone's responsible for our own decisions and reasoning and lives, so you really don't have to prove or justify yourself or your decisions to anyone for any reason, for anything. And when we do explain to someone we love, perhaps, or someone we respect, admire, or care for, that's a generosity that we're doing. And, it might even be for you, oh, this person deserves a response. This person deserves an explanation. However, if the context is something like you're trying to break up with a boyfriend or girlfriend who's abusive, and they try to tell you, well, you have to do it in person at least because you owe me that, we've been together 7 years, at least do it the right way. You still don't owe them that, because it's better for you and safer for you that you don't physically see them. And so something like that, what I just explained, is a bit of a power play, a power move to, number one, see how strong your boundaries really are, to gauge how much control and influence they still have over you. And then number two, take that crack of the door open so that they can just burst it through, like with the crowbar. I've explained that before. That's why your self-confidence has to be so strong. It has to be so clear to yourself that no one can plant that seed of doubt and then open that little crack wider and wider. The one sign that's going to, because otherwise then you can be manipulated, then you can be talked out of things or talked into things that are really not in alignment with who you are and what you want and what you care about. The one sign that's going to do the best this week with this deceptive energy and this confusing argument. So expect arguments, expect arguments, expect to have different points of view and for challenges. The one sign that's going to do the best is Scorpio. Scorpios will have the most clarity this week, and that is something that people are just not really going to have. So I would put off things if things are really blowing up bad, but Scorpios are going to have the most clarity. So if you're a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, you're going to be trined by this Mercury in Pisces. So the advice and the guidance is to tune into yourself, tune into what I tell my people to do is ask yourself, is this love? Is this truth? Is this integrity? And that makes things really easy. It either is or it isn't. And so what everyone's going to need to do is to tune into their higher selves and their intuition and do the things that are honoring that integrity. And really the only thing you need to do, all you need to care about is universal law. And learning about that, understanding that, how to use it, how it works. That's all you need to worry about, universal law. So don't get stressed out about drama erupting in your family, at the workplace, or wherever it's blowing up, because it ultimately doesn't matter. They need to have those experiences. Okay, fine. Don't let yourself get dragged into it. And you just care about the universal law, because that's all that there really is, okay? But like I said, Scorpios will have the most clarity because you're getting that trine from Pisces. And so for you, Scorpio, it's actually going to be, you might get an attack for for something you feel and that you know, but maybe can't explain in these mundane terms and on a mundane level. So every single one of us has masculine energy and feminine energy. And so if anyone's struggling with confidence, I would take a look at a divine masculine coronation, because I go into it way in depth about the obstacles to that, and it was a whole thing. So there's that. And then, like I said, there's going to be lies, gossip, and disinformation coming back. So it's probably already happened, but this is when you learn about it. So, and for everyone else, this needs an outlet. The squares need an outlet. It's very dynamic energy. So I would recommend working out. I've sacrificed my long nails because I'm gonna get back into my physicality, and all the work that I've been doing the past 2 years has totally been out of my body. It's my psychic work, all the astrology is out of my body, and I'm a very active person normally. I mean, I'm always in some kind of class or teaching a class. I taught women's kickboxing for years, so I'm looking forward to like getting really strong again. And anyway, so find an outlet like that. Go for a run or a jog or work out, whatever it is that you do, to kind of like dissipate some of this energy and just like kind of crunch it out that way. Okay. Thursday Thursday is the Practical Magic Seminar, and I will be taking us through all the exercises that are outlined in the CIA declassified documents of remote viewing, psychic work, energy work, and meditative work, and all kinds of great stuff. So that'll be Thursday. And let's see. Also, we have the moon void, of course, again, from the early morning to like 6:30 a.m. to about 8:30 p.m. So the whole day, the moon will be void, just about. And what I'm getting with this is that that's the day. First of all, it's perfect for what we're going to be doing over on Patreon with the Practical Magic. Really, really perfect, because it's very, very psychic and not, it's totally perfect for not being so, detail oriented and all of that. But because you're just coming out of Wednesday with the Mercury square Mars, you probably need the dust to settle, and that looks like what Thursday is going to be. Is that it's like Wednesday it all blows up, and then Thursday everyone thinks about it. Everyone goes to their separate corners and thinks about it. I'm getting the Twilight Zone. Maybe you're going to be watching the Twilight Zone on Thursday. It's the one with that antique store or something, that husband and wife. Interesting. Anyway, also the moon will be sort of opposing, it'll be void, but there's this energy of opposing Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. And again, that comes through from yesterday, from Wednesday. So you're going to want to individuate yourself. If someone's trying to project a legacy onto you, or an authority onto you, or a routine onto you, or anything, if someone's trying to structure your life in a way that you're not feeling it, you're not feeling that spark, you're not feeling that motivation, that drive to take their help and advice and guidance to structure your life that way, or that part of your life that way, you're going to feel it. You're going to know it's going to be very clear and obvious. Okay. Friday, the moon is in Virgo, and Friday is nice. Friday things get better because we have the sun in Aries conjuncting Venus in Aries, 6 degrees. This is all leading up to the full moon right now. Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, basically to the full moon on the 28th is a huge deal. And I'll be here on live. I'll be live streaming on YouTube then. But back to Friday. This is Kazemi. So Venus is basically getting burnt up by the sun, and she's going to be reborn. So what I have here is this rebirth of love in a new way, this could be like a reinvigoration of an existing relationship where you have purged out toxic things from Wednesday. It's like learning about someone deceiving you or challenging you in a really dirty, ugly way. Like that Mercury in Pisces can be really cruel and really dirty and really bad, so if it's meant to, you'll begin to clear that up over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it brings an end to something with that Libra full moon, a really difficult difficult time. So hopefully it is. Hopefully there's a resolution. Hopefully it bursts for the toxins to be bled out so that you can put medicine in it and clean it all up. But Friday, back to Friday, there's that Sun and Venus giving birth to a whole new Venus, a whole new way to not even in just your relationships, but in your own individuation, in your own capacity to love and connect with other people and to honor their individuality and to honor who they are, who they really are, and continually renewing themselves every single day to be. It's a Native American saying that every morning the sun rises and gives us a new day of life. And every evening the sun sets and it takes that day of life from us. And we don't get it back. So with Friday, with Venus being born new, you want to honor that truth for yourself and for everyone that you're in a relationship with, because relationships are delicate things that we care about, and it takes understanding and patience and room to let that person be who they're becoming, who they are right now, all at the same time. So that every single day that they're choosing to be who they are that day, you're loving them through it and they're loving you through it, and that determines the quality of the connecting at that point. So on Friday, Mars is also conjuncting the North Node. And I wrote here jump. So this is great because you're trying to give structure to something in your life. I feel like this whole week you're trying to build your life, your structure in somewhere in your life, but that there's this lack of clarity. There's this deception, or there's some kind of lies or gossip or slander or oppositional force that is challenging you to fight for what you know that you want, what you know is good for you, what you know you're trying to build for yourself. That's like the tone of the week. And I feel like it's very relationship oriented with the Aries energy and then culminating in the full moon in Libra on Sunday, and having that balance between individuality, who am I on an individual level, and how am I treating the relationships that I'm in, and how am I treating the other person in this relationship? Am I respecting who they are and who they're growing to be, and we're giving them that room to develop? You don't want to be so hard on people where, and at the same time, you don't want to be so loosey-goosey with people where you just let them treat you very horribly. So it's very much about that balance between give and take. Okay? And, hopefully you're able to connect with people that are also prioritizing universal law and knowing themselves better. You can only know and love someone as deeply as they know and love themselves. If they have a huge ego and they're totally blind to it, how well are you really going to know this person? They don't even know themselves that well. So with Mars conjuncting the North Node, you get a major shot in the arm, and you just jump in. You just jump into where the spark really is. You jump into that spark. You jump into that flame, that eternal flame of life, because there could be something toxic about that area of life where there is no energy, where there is no spark, where there is no momentum. It could be something that you're burning off from the past too. Okay, Saturday is making it perfect. Saturday has the moon in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. So there's a need to balance spirituality and practicality. There's a need to dot your I's and cross your T's, but just take rests, take breaks, relax. Okay, so I know you might want to get things very perfect, but just don't be too hard on yourself. Keep a light schedule for Saturday, and then about 4:48 p.m. the moon will go void, of course, until the end of the day. So you want to keep a light schedule for early in the day, and then maybe just relax into the evening and watch movies. Okay. And then that brings us to Sunday, which is the full moon in Libra. And this is culminating a majorly huge energy, difficult energy that we've been working with since the middle of October 2020. So this is my little that I wrote up. Look at that. how crazy that looks. Look at all that. I mean, this was just like, this was intense. Giving birth to something, you've been giving birth to something new since October, and you're culminating it this week. And this week before is like the last big hurdle, the last big challenge, and it's going to be the challenge of clarity and perception. So you do what you got to do to align with your love, your truth, your integrity, your spark, and you run with it because the universe supports that. Don't let anyone scare you away from your own destiny. Don't let anyone push you around and use their toxic masculinity to try and overpower your good nature, your good heart, your divine masculinity. Just really quick, this new moon in Libra, this was crazy. This was crazy. This is for everyone in relationships, culminating on Sunday and over these next 2 weeks. Actually, like Sunday, like the 28th to the 3rd, and then the 4th to whatever, like those next 2 weeks. This is about not giving yourself away too much and learning, advocating for your spirit. Because this new moon in Libra, the sun and the moon together, that's what creates the new moon. It was opposing Mars and Aries, which was retrograde for 6 months last year. Freaking irate. They were both T-squaring Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and Capricorn. The once in a bajillion year, once in a lifetime Capricorn and stellium energy, the Capstel. So there was that. That would have been bad enough. But every other planet in the sky was being opposed, like standing across the sky, just like opposing some other planet. And so Venus was in Virgo, opposing Neptune and Pisces. Mercury was retrograde in Scorpio, opposing Uranus and Taurus. So this is like, you could have doubted yourself. You could have been talked into something that really wasn't right for you because you weren't as sure, in yourself about it. Mid-October. What's going on with these nodes? Hold on. I knew it. So the sun and the moon were trining the north node, but Neptune was squaring the nodes. That's right, I do remember that. So Neptune was squaring the nodes. So you didn't have the clarity back then. And Scorpio, I'm sorry, you did not have the clarity back in October either because your Mercury was retrograde. You were having to go back and go redo this emotional, psychological, psychic wiring in your fields. So that's over now. Like wherever you were in October, you're culminating it, you're done with this big lesson as of Sunday. You of all people, Scorpio, should be using your spidey senses to know what the right thing to do is. Okay, so that takes us basically to through your week, and then Monday next week looks really great. Next week looks really, really sweet. Next Monday, the 29th, Mercury in Pisces conjuncts Neptune in Pisces. That's way more inspiring. That's really dreamy energy. So that's it, guys. Thank you for coming to today's astrological meeting. I will go live on maybe Sunday. Maybe I'll do it on that day, on Sunday. Oh, that's right. Okay, so last thing I'm going to say about Sunday and about the full moon that's going to be next week and the week after in Libra, culminating a relationship issue, but also like a personal thing, is that what's growing in your life? What are you trying to grow? What are you trying to nurture? What do you want to feel? Where is that spark? That spark, because there's engine energy. All of this week with Mars trining Saturn, that's the engine. That's the fire. You've got the spark, you've got the fuel, you've got air, okay? You've got the pistons, everything's going. So what's growing? Because by Sunday, there's a karmic resolution. There's a karmic resolution that is going to play out for the next 2 weeks. And this week ahead is a fated transition to get there. I love you guys. Take good care, and I will check in on you guys next week. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings.